Hey, what's up everybody? Richard here. I'm making this video today to talk a little bit about wiring up JDM headlights into a USDM Acura Legend. This should apply to both sedans and coupes, years 1991 to 95. This is my first video like this, so please bear with me. I'll do my best to explain everything. There's multiple ways to wire up these headlights. Some people modify the headlight itself to accept a 9006 bulb, since those are easily found here in the US. The problem with a 9006 bulb is it only has one filament and you can only run low beam that way. The other option is to try to source an H4H bulb. Those are the bulbs that came in these headlights in Japan. H4H bulbs are also known as 702K bulbs. So they're really hard to find, those bulbs, nearly impossible. But if you find them, they have dual filaments, and so you can run low beam and high beam in the JDM headlight, just like they were ran in Japan. So when you remove your USDM headlight from your car, you are left with this plug here. Okay, this plug plugs into the headlight harness in the USDM headlight. But the JDM headlights are different. They don't have a headlight harness. The bulbs plug directly into the engine bay harness. So that's the main difference between USDM and JDM. And so what I wanted to do was make my own harness that would go from this plug directly into the back of an H4H bulb. I didn't want to do any cutting or anything like that, so this is what I did. Here's an example of the harness I made. So this plugs directly into that, and this will plug directly into your H4H bulb. So now I'm going to explain how I made this harness. Okay, here we have a USDM headlight. This is the one I removed from my car, and I did not want to cut anything off of this, but I'm using this as an example. On the back of the USDM headlights, here is your headlight harness. So that's the plug that comes from the engine harness. It plugs in there, and then the wires run through the inside of the headlight to the back of the bulbs. Again, the JDM headlights are not like this. So what I did is I went to a junkyard and I cut the wiring right here. So I had, a few inches of wire plus the plug. I cut them off of both headlights, and I think at pull apart they charged me like $1 or something for each one of these plugs. I brought them home, and then I went on to Amazon. I ordered 2 of these relays. I think the Bosch relays are the best ones. I'm sure there's other manufacturers, but it's a 5-pin, 12-volt relay. The bottom of the relay has these little plugs on it, and you'll have the right one if you see those 5 numbers next to the 5 plugs. So I ordered 2 of those. And then also on Amazon, I ordered a pair of H4 headlight sockets. The headlight socket from an H4 bulb is the exact same as the socket for an H4H bulb. The reason I bought these is because it's a 14 gauge wire, which is nice and thick, means they won't melt or burn up. This also has a ceramic connector here. So also trying to minimize any chance of melting or burning. Lastly, I went on to the forums and got this JDM headlight install wiring diagram. If you're not familiar with the forums, Acura-Legend.com and AcuraLegend.org both have a ton of good information about wiring these up. You can look on there to how to wire up the 9006 bulbs if that's the route you go. This diagram was obviously made for the H4H bulb. In this diagram, they show wiring to the relay, a hard wire to the relay from your engine harness. I didn't want to do this because I didn't want to cut that connector out. So instead of cutting the connector and going directly to the relay, that's why I purchased at the junkyard this plug. So on the back of this plug you have black, blue, red, and green. You can see there where to wire the black, blue, red, and green. And then on the back of the H4 plug you have black, and on this one blue and white. If you get another model it might be different colors. Anyways, you tie the black from the Acura harness directly into the black on your headlight harness. On all the other plugs, I crimped these onto the end. These will plug directly into the relay. So once you make all those crimps and you plug everything together just like this is shown, you will then be able to plug this plug into your USDM engine harness, plug this plug into the H4H bulb, and you will have full use of low beam and high beam. You turn your high beams on the same way you always have by clicking the lever forward, and you're ready to rock and roll. I hope this helps you guys.